Okay, welcome to AI Dungeon again. We've done AI Dungeon before on this channel, and we're going to do another one here now. I don't know, maybe one episode or two, something. We'll see how this plays out. The last time we did the Tolkien scenario that I got from the website. It was very, very good, really entertaining. We played a rider of Rohirrim in Tolkien's world, and it was really, really good. Really awesome. I like that. And yeah, but this time we are going to create an own scenario actually. I find that the most enjoyable. I've created several that are both. My phone keeps beeping here. Both that I've published on the website and that I've just had for my own private use. This is something I began, well, it says that 3 months ago. I just call it my fairy tale. It's just a simple personal thing, this, but I thought I might update it to get today, so I've been updating it a bit. And yeah, we're going to play this and just see how it plays out. Creating own scenarios is really, really easy actually. There's nothing to it. You just press the play button and do the quick start here. You can actually create an empty one from this, but for new users I just go with the quick start. I use this, so I start with an empty slate here. That's usually what I do, but just go with the quick start, and then it's going to give you options between what kind of a story you want, whether you want fantasy or science fiction or cyberpunk or whatever, and there's a lot of options there. So, and it's going to create your own personal story from that. What I do though, and what you're going to do also if you're going to get into AI Dungeon, is that you're creating your own scenarios, and that's what I do. This is really simple. This is like nothing. This scenario is like nothing, but it's good. It's good to show, I think. So I haven't even put in a description or anything because I'm not planning to actually publish this. This is just my personal thing. The image here also is one I generated while actually playing through this scenario earlier today. So you can actually generate really uh, suitable images like this within AI Dungeon 2. So I use that as the backdrop here. Um, this is this is the hard part. This is what I've done. This is the work. Of course, also the story cards, but we'll get into that later. This particular scenario doesn't have any. But I'll just explain this a bit. This is the opening story. It's what AI Dungeon writes into the editor when the story starts. This just sets the backdrop for the reader, pretty much. So it's not really that important even, but it just starts the story out, and we're going to start on a early morning in our village, and yeah, but I changed this actually. I had it start as a castle, and I was a young knight, but I changed it so now I'm just a regular like peasant on my way to adventure. The only thing I have is Silverbrand, the sword, and this means that I can input my name into the AI Dungeon engine at the start of the scenario. You'll see how it works. I can have I can have different stuff here that I can input, like my title. I can ask the user for my title and what the name of my sword is or whatever. So yeah, um, these are the AI instructions. They are really important. So these AI instructions just tells the AI how to behave when creating the story. So stuff like this, write in second person present tense. That's kind of important because otherwise it might just start jumping. And yeah, keep moving the story forward. Do not write for the player and do not repeat. These often fail, and then you just have to regenerate. So the story is going to take inspiration from European folklore, fairy tales, fantasy, 1980s sword and sorcerer, and classical Dungeons and Dragons. You know, the regular stuff, and it's going to be like wholesome and beautiful and picturesque, and yeah. Plot essentials. Here you can put in some information about the world overall and what kind of a person the player is. And yeah, so I have some stuff here. There are mighty kingdoms and powers. Like there are three kingdoms of humans, dwarves, and elves, and then there is the darker side, like the Mordor type deal, evolving in the world led by an evil sorcerer. Really kind of stereotypical stuff here, by orcs and goblins. You can input whatever, and the AI is going to use this. So here again, the world is picturesque and quaint, sunny and beautiful. Cities are towering. Evil areas of the world are dark, stormy, and rugged. Uh, yeah, I like stereotypes. I like that. So the good characters in the world are beautiful, and the evil characters are often ugly and dark. Like in an 80s film, you can kind of see who's evil and who's good. And on the author's note here, you don't have to, you shouldn't put whole lot here, just the writing style and the theme. I keep this as empty as possible. I'm probably not making much sense, am I? But I'm just trying to explain a few things here, how it works when you write your own scenario. So this is just the story that is going to be input at the beginning. You'll see that when we begin the story, and these are the AI instructions on how the AI should behave. Like yeah, create detailed and beautiful descriptions of landscapes and characters, blah blah blah. And here, the plot essentials, well, is some information about the world, and you can go really really detailed with that. You can go really really detailed on world building, but I've kept it at a bare minimum because I want to see what the AI actually does with this. Also, the story cards, that's a really important part of AI dungeon scenario design. You can create scenarios that have multiple choices when you begin the scenario, and the player can kind of choose between different, well, you can have hundreds of different options, and then you can describe these options in the story cards, and the AI will then use that. Also, whenever in the story, for example, if you have a city, in the land that's named, well, London, then whenever London is mentioned in the story, the AI will read that card. So if you have a description of London in there, it will know exactly what London is, to use that information later in the story. Then, so story cards are kind of important, but I haven't added any to this because I don't need to have any references to any locations or anything. The AI can go wild and just do the world building itself here. So, but you can do it really, really intricate. I've seen some scenarios. Like I have a friend on here. I don't remember his handle now, but he does historical scenarios about the 1970s and 80s, and well, the Napoleonic era and the Cold War and stuff like that. And his stories are really intricate with like hundreds of story cards, and also the Tolkien scenario I played in my previous two videos, uh, that scenario had masses of story cards too that the AI will use when generating these stories. Oh, I need a drink now. Yeah, so here's where you input your image. We can make a new image if we come across an interesting situation, so you can see how that works. Um, that's just the title, My Fairy Tale. The description is non-existent. Um, Player each. This would work well on a free account. The rating is unrated. Um, Unrated is going to make it possible make it possible to get very bloody and violent scenarios, but also very well pornographic sexual scenarios. Uh, but I want this one to be unrated because I actually like the violence and sex. So yeah, I want that in there for this YouTube playthrough now, or well playthrough. But for this YouTube video, I can't go into the sexual stuff, unfortunately. But this AI dungeon can get really, really ravishing, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I think we're good to go. I also think that's why AI dungeon is so popular because it's it can get very adult. It doesn't get childish, and with the new AI models too, it gets really, really dark and really, really realistic if you want it to. This, what I have created here, is more geared towards just being a relaxing, um, non, well, not non-violent. It's going to get really violent, but a more wholesome experience in a beautiful world with beautiful people and nice, a nice kind of feeling to it, a more relaxing experience. But some scenarios out there can get really bloody and really violent, and there's also a lot of adult scenarios on here to be downloaded too, or not downloaded, but played. So yeah, if you're into that, that's great. Go ahead. Yeah, I think we're ready to play. We're going to play this now, actually. So let's see what happens. First, we're going to input our name. I haven't thought of a name now. I haven't thought of a name. My... Oh, God. Oh, why didn't I think of that before I started this? Because this is always the hard part. My cat's name is Spock. I can't call my character Spock. It needs to be a male name because the character here is also male. You can make, if you want a game with choices, you can make choices between genders and all sorts of stuff too. So, but this scenario is about a young adventure, and he's a bit of an anti-hero. So I have written in there that he likes to go to the tavern and get drunk, and he likes pretty ladies. So that's written somewhere in there. So he's a bit of an anti-hero, but and he's read too many adventure novels. I think it says so in the beginning there, but we'll see. I need to make up a name now. Let's just call him Carl. Carl, like with a weird spelling. So let's just do that. Carl is actually my middle name. So let's go with that. All this information is here that we just checked out. So yeah, here it is. The player is a bit of an anti-hero, blah, blah, blah. But I think it says so in here. I'm going to read some of this now, or if not all. Caerl, you are a wandering young adventurer. Inspired by the adventure novels you read in your childhood, you have left your home to find adventure out in the world. You are prepared for a great adventure. For years you have been training combat with the local guards. You are carrying the mighty sword Silverbrand that has been in your family for generations. You have some gold in your purse and you're dressed in your simple leather armor covered by a brown cloak. The sun is rising in the sky as you set out this morning from your village and your humble family home. So that's the beginning of it, and now comes the stuff that's AI generated. So this AI generated stuff now takes everything into account and then starts to create a story for us here. So let's see where this goes. As you make your way down the winding road leading out of your village, the morning sun casts a warm golden glow over the countryside. Verdant fields stretch out before you, dotted with quaint thatched roof cottages and bustling farms. The air is crisp and fresh, filled with the scent of blooming wildflowers and the distant lowing of cattle. Soon the road begins to ascend, winding its way through rolling hills blanketed in emerald green grass. Now look, that's such a beautiful description, isn't it? And I told it. I told the AI to make descriptions like this, like just a picturesque, like almost utopian type atmosphere here. Let's just continue for now. Continue on our journey. You pass a few travelers on their way to market, merchants, pilgrims, and peasants. As you make your way toward the nearby town of Silverfall, a bustling trading post and crossroads known for its friendly inns and bustling markets. Uh, oh yeah, bustling markets. The cobblestone streets of the town beckon, promising opportunities for adventure and mystery. The village fades behind you as you walk. Uh, I think that means my home village fades behind me, but I'm on my way to Silverfall now. So let's take a turn. Let's let's continue on to Silverfall, shall we? See if we can find a tavern and a barmaid and a glass of mead or a tankard of mead. As you crest the hill, the picturesque town of Silverfall comes into view, sprawling out before you like a beautiful tapestry. The morning sun glints off its whitewashed buildings and red clay roofs, making the town seem to glow in warmth and welcome. Smoke from dozens of chimneys curls lazily upward, carrying the appetizing scent of freshly baked bread and roasting meats on the breeze. Oh, that's so beautiful. That is so beautiful. Enter the town and look for the nearest tavern. I enter the town and look for the nearest tavern. My thirst is killing me. I need some alcohol down my throat now. The nearest tavern, the Wandering Piper's Rest, catches your eye. A lively atmosphere greets you. Greets. Bawdy laughter, clinking mugs, and the mingled scents of pipe tobacco and spice meats waft from within. The common room is warm and cozy, with a large stone hearth and several dozen patrons. Oh my god, that's such a lovely place. Let's go inside. I approach the counter and signal signal to the barkeeper. Signal my thirst. The barkeep, a burly man with a bushy red beard and twinkling green eyes, bustles over and greets you with a toothy grin. Welcome, friend. What's your poison? You survey the selection of ale, mead, and spirits lining the back of the counter. I'll have a flagon of your finest ale and a room if you've one available. See here, now it starts writing for me, and that's what I don't like. I would like to answer this and not let the AI do it, so we're going to retry that because I did not like that. The burly barkeep, a jovial man with a thick beard and a stained apron, notices your signal and ambles over. What'll it be, traveller? He asks, wiping his hands on his apron. His eyes twinkle with friendly curiosity. The barkeep nods and reaches beneath the counter, withdrawing a large wooden mug. Now we're going to say something. We could also generate a picture of this bar, but we're going to say something now. Um, a tankard of your finest ale, good man. I forgot the please. The barkeep chuckles and reaches for a tankard, his massive hands making short work of pulling the tap. Finest ale, eh? He says with a wink. That'll be 2 silver pieces, and since you're new in town, let me give you a bit of friendly advice. Watch yourself with the ladies of Silverfall. Some of them have a nasty habit of making men disappear. He sets the tankard before you, the ale golden and frothy. Disappear? Disappear, you say? Let's put that in, what's it called? Quotation marks. And you say, I say, and down the entire tankard in one go. The barkeep raises an eyebrow as you down the tankard in one long pull, wiping the foam from your mouth with the back of your hand. Impressive, he says, a note of approval in his voice. But I meant what I said. Silverfall's got a dark side, and it's not for the faint of heart. Especially for a young buck like yourself. He leans in closer, his voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. Oh my. The noble families, they run things here, and some of them, well, they have strange appetites. I've seen more than one traveller leave with a beautiful woman on their arm and never seen them again. He pauses, refilling your tankard. Course I could be wrong. Maybe they just moved away. But he trails off meaningfully, polishing the counter. Oh. As you grip your tankard, the barkeep's words echo in your mind. You can't help but feel a thrill of excitement. This is the kind of adventure you've been waiting for, even if it's a bit darker than you expected. You scan the room, your eyes adjusting to the dim light. In the corner, a group of rough-looking men are playing a lively game of dice, their voices booming with laughter and good-natured insults. Let's down this tankard too. I down this tankard too. As you slam the second tankard down on the counter, the barkeep lets out a hearty laugh. You're a thirsty one, aren't you? He says, refilling your tankard once more. On the house, since you've got the spirit of adventure in you. As you take a swig from your new tankard, a commotion at the door catches your eye. Oh my. A beautiful woman enters, all dressed in fine green silk. She's clearly nobility, with delicate features and intelligent eyes that sweep the room with practiced disdain. Her presence draws immediate attention. Several of the dice-playing men stare, but she dismisses them entirely. The barkeep's face darkens noticeably. He mutters something under his breath about trouble as he turns away to wipe a glass with more vigor than necessary. I feel a bit tipsy. A wave of pleasant dizziness washes over you, the warm ale making your head swim ever so slightly. Your senses seem sharpened, colors seem more vivid, sounds crisper, and even the mingled scents of the tavern, the earthy notes of spilled beer, the sweet smoke and the underlying aroma of the kitchen's spicy meats and baked goods feel richer and more alive. Oh, I wanted to do something, but okay, that's okay. I wanted to approach the noblewoman, but seems like we're going to meet her anyway. The noblewoman scans the room with a haughty gaze, her eyes lingering for a moment on your table. She approaches with a sway of her hips, her green silk gown shimmering in the firelight. Up close you can see that her beauty is even more breathtaking. Porcelain skin, full lips, and a cascade of auburn curls. She seems to radiate an aura of power and privilege. Oh, let's make a... Sorry for the Swedish text here. My this browser is in Swedish. I should have changed the language before I started to record. Um, but that's okay. I just copied the text, and I'm gonna paste it here. Let's make a picture of her, the noble woman in the tavern, and see, and let's try to generate a picture of her. You know, AI pictures are famous for how bad they are, but let's see what we can get here. I don't remember what generator I had for that, but let's see. Oh, well, that wasn't half bad, was it? Um, okay. Uh, I'm not I'm not displeased with that, uh, to be certain. Um, what image generator am I using here? Flux Pro. Cost me 30 diamonds to generate one picture. I don't know how many diamonds I have. I'm using Flux Pro, and I got that result, and that result is pretty good, to say the least. Oh my god, I should use that as a thumbnail. That's going to generate views on this video actually. I think I might have to save that. Why would I want to retry that? I'm going to save that. Oh god, what happened there? Oh, yeah, but I've saved it. Sorry for the screen going all white. I don't know why it did that, but it saved my image. I might have to cut out the whiteness because it was a bit disturbing, wasn't it? Can I say a bigger one? Oh god, that picture is. Yeah, okay. I will have to make that a thumbnail or something because that picture is pretty good. The tavern looks a bit um, too luxurious for what I had in mind, and but she looks awesome. Good day, sir. Oh, and I'm just a dirty, drunk peasant boy. And this kind of lady comes up to me. I'm sweating. So let's get. I get nervous and start sweating because of her extraordinary beauty. What does a lady of refinement? No, uh, a lady of refinement like that want with a dirty peasant boy like me. Uh, the noblewoman's presence fills you with unaccustomed dread and desire. Her perfume drifts over something exotic and intoxicating. I see you're new to Silverfall, she says, her voice like honeyed wine. I am Lady Marina of House Blackthorn. I require an escort to the country estate of my father, Baron Blackthorn. The roads are unsafe. She produces a small coin purse jingling with silver. I'd do anything for you, milady. I'd do anything for you, milady. Who wouldn't? Imagine I'm like, say I'm a 25 to 30-year-old young adventurer going out and meeting that kind of a woman, the first thing that happens. That's, if I've been reading those trashy novels all my life and that's the first thing that happens, well, then I'm in the middle of an adventure, aren't I? But let's keep in mind also that guys have been disappearing, so she might have something to do with that. But I've also written into the AI instructions here that beautiful people are good, and because I like stereotypes. Um, yeah, like everything is more or less black and white, no shades of grey. Evil is evil and good is good. And there's also something here that you can see, like I like it how it is in how it was in like Knight Rider or MacGyver or the Transformers or those 80s TV shows. You could see who was the, or Miami Vice. You could clearly see who was the bad guy and who was the good guy. I kind of like stereotypes like that. At least for AI Dungeon and this world that I've created. I have it somewhere. Yeah, like the good characters in the world are beautiful, the evil characters are often ugly and dark. So that means she is not going to be evil. But who knows? Maybe the AI will actually surprise us here. Yeah, so let's continue. Lady Marina's lips curve into a satisfied smile at your words, her eyes gleaming with a mix of amusement and approval. Excellent, she purrs, her voice as smooth as velvet. I knew you had the look of an adventure about you. I expect you to be ready to leave at once. I have a carriage waiting outside. We shall make haste to my father's estate. She turns and begins to walk away, expecting you to follow. Well, I follow like an idiot. Who wouldn't? You stumble slightly as you follow Lady Marina out of the tavern, your legs feeling unsteady from the ale. The crisp autumn air hits your face as you step outside, the world seeming to spin gently. A large black carriage with gold trim stands ready, complete with a burly driver whose face is hidden in shadow. Lady Marina gestures for you to help her up, her silk dress rustling softly as she moves. Well, I don't think I have to do anything. I will just press the continue button here. As you assist Lady Marina into the carriage, her gloved hand rests on yours for a moment, her touch sending a shiver down your spine. You climb in after her, the carriage interior plush and opulent, with velvet cushions and polished wood. The door slams shut behind you, sealing you in the dim, perfumed interior with the enchanting noblewoman. Lady Marina smiles at you, her eyes sparkling with a mix of mischief and something darker. Oh, indeed, now. Uh, oh, the ale is starting to wear off. I wish I had more. The carriage lurches into motion, the clip-clop of hoofbeats and the rumble of wheels over cobblestones fading as you leave the town behind. Lady Marina sits across from you, her green silk gown a vibrant pool in the dim interior. The velvet cushions are soft and luxurious under your fingers, but you find yourself growing uneasy as the ale starts to wear off. Why did you pick me? Well, that's something. I'm going to leave this. I don't like it when the AI writes for me like this, but this is actually good. It was something I myself would have liked to ask her as this journey now starts. So that's something I would have written here next to. So I'm going to, this time I'm going to leave it. But uh, whenever the AI does something that you don't like, you just press the retry button. You can press that however many times you just want. We're at 37 minutes already. Oh, time flies. Time flies. Um, at some point too, the story is going to start generating what's called memories. Or what was it called? Or did they cut that out? See, AI Dungeon, I haven't played it for well several months now, so they've updated it at least 2 times since I played it last, and it's only getting better and better. It was kind of a story summary or something that the engine generated before, and that summary actually caused problems in the story as you went longer and longer into it, or further and further into it, and it somehow caused problems. So I think I may have deactivated that myself. Let's have a look here. Uh, oh yeah, here's the memory system. Here it is. So I'm paying for, I think my level is called champion. At least I paid 14 euros something for it every month now. So I get an extra context length here. Yeah, I think it's the auto summarization. That was kind of a bit broken. Um, but they have the memory bank now, so that dynamically stores and retrieves key information from your adventure in order to improve the AI's ability to recall important story details. The auto summarization could actually, it creates a summarization of the entire story and creates a text of it. But when it uses it, it at least before when I used AI Dungeon, when the AI used this auto summarization, things often went wrong, and it started repeating itself and stuff like that. What model am I using? Yeah, I'm on dynamic small. Oh, okay. I thought I was on like madness. I like madness, but this is a new thing. It dynamically switches between the models. I like that. I like to test that, so that's good. It has automatically done that because when I played this like a few months ago, I was definitely on madness because I like madness. It's really, you don't know where it's going, and it's really, it can get as it says, it can get really dark and really pornographic too, and I like that. That's the sort of stuff I like. Violence and pornography and um, hard drinking and dimly lit taverns. At least I used to, not anymore in real life. Let's continue this now and see why she picked me. I'm babbling on here, but that's what it's all about. AI Dungeon is about babbling on. Why did you pick me? You ask, your voice sounding more uncertain than you'd like. Surely there were other men in the tavern more suitable for an escort. Lady Marina leans forward, her eyes glinting with an unreadable expression. Suitable, perhaps, but I have a nose for adventure and I sensed it in you. The way you drank that ale, the fire in your eyes. You're a man who craves excitement, are you not? Ah, she saw my she saw what a great man I was because of my downing 2 tankards of ale, just like that. So what would a young lad answer a woman who sits there and smells of perfume, has a cleavage like that, and the green dress and in the luxury carriage? What would he respond? You're a man who craves excitement, are you not? I sure am, ma'am, is what he would respond, I guess. Let's get this back to, well, what does it matter? Yeah, the carriage ride grows longer and longer, winding through increasingly remote countryside. Your head cleanses as your wits slowly return. You notice the path is taking an unusual route through the woods rather than the main roads. The light is fading, though it is not yet evening. The road to Blackthorn Manor is through these woods, you question as branches scrape against the side of the carriage. The route seems to be deviating from what you know of Silverfall's usual paths. Ooh, yeah, the AI wrote for me there again, but that it's okay sometimes. Lady Marina leans back against the velvet cushions, her smile widening as she notes your growing unease. Ah, you're a clever one, aren't you? No, this is not the usual road, but my father's estate has special requirements, and you, my gallant escort, have a unique purpose in mind. She reaches out, her gloved fingers trailing along your jawline, leaving a tingling sensation in their wake. Okay, so I'm getting nervous again. I think. The carriage creaks through the darkening woods, branches scraping against the windows. Lady Marina's perfume grows stronger, more intoxicating. Your head feels heavy, your thoughts growing fuzzy. The path winds deeper into the forest, the trees becoming more gnarled and twisted. Through the window you glimpse strange shapes moving between the trunks, dark figures that vanish when you try to focus on them. Yeah, okay. Yeah, where are we going now? Where are we going? The carriage slows to a stop in a small clearing surrounded by ancient twisted trees whose gnarled branches cast a writhing. How do you pronounce that? Writhing. I could Google it, but I'm not gonna do that. Let's say writhing shadows in the dying light. Lady Marina's face changes, her beauty twisting into something darker, more predatory. "Welcome to Blackthorn Manor, my dear," she purrs, her voice now carrying an unnatural, inhuman quality. "My father and I have need of a fresh companion. You've proven most suitable." See, it's time to start getting away now. I knew it. They're probably vampires. Um, it's time to. Oh, it's time to escape. I have a magic sword. Silverbrand. Vampire. Silver versus vampires. That is going to be quite something. I need to draw my sword. Silver. That's the kryptonite for vampires, isn't it? You lurch to your feet, fumbling with the carriage door handle, but Lady Marina is faster, with preternatural speed. I don't know that word, but yeah, it's probably a real word, I guess. She seizes your wrist in an iron grip, her nails biting into your skin. "Now, now," she coos, her voice a deadly purr. "There's no need to be hasty. We've only just arrived." I kick. Oh god, I need to get out of it. I kick the door open and jump out. Oh my god, I need to get away from here. What have I done? I let the beautiful lady trick me into this, and the barkeep, he warned me about this, didn't he? He warned me about beautiful women coming and taking guys away. You tumble out of the carriage into the underbush, but Lady Marina's supernatural strength prevents you from getting far. Her supernatural speed lets her catch you with inhuman grace, her fingers digging into your shoulder. "Foolish boy," she hisses, her face now revealing fangs. "My father will be so pleased with such a spirited one." She drags you back toward the carriage as you struggle. "Fresh ones always fight. It keeps things interesting." Oh, well, I'm a bit different because I have something for you. I draw silver, silver. My sword's name is Silverbrand. I draw Silverbrand. Oh, I draw Silverbrand. Silver is the kryptonite for vampires. As you draw Silverbrand, Lady Marina's face contorts in shock and pain. The silver blade flares with an unnatural light, its ancient magic awakening. "Silverbrand!" she shrieks, recoiling. "Impossible! That blade was lost centuries ago." She releases you, her supernatural strength ebbing as the silver burns her flesh. "Run, you fool! The manor is full of my father's servants." Oh, all of a sudden she wants me to run. I run into the woods. I do not look back. I run as fast as my drunken legs can carry me. Oh my god. You stumble through the darkening woods, your heart pounding in your ears. The gnarled branches claw at your face and arms as you run, but you barely feel the sting. Behind you, the sound of Lady Marina's furious shrieks fades into the distance. The ancient trees seem to close in around you, their twisted shadows reaching out like grasping fingers. Oh my god, I'm lost. I think I'm just gonna press continue on this now. I hope I got away. You run until your lungs burn and your legs threaten to give out. The adrenaline of your escape keeping you going. As the first stars begin to peek out from the darkening sky, you finally slow to a stop, leaning against a broad oak tree to catch your breath. The night air is cool against your sweat-dampened skin, and the forest is eerily silent, as if the creatures of the woods are holding their breath in anticipation. Oh, I sit down against the tree, panting. I need to rest a bit. Collect my thoughts. I was almost captured by vampires. As you slump against the gnarled trunk of the ancient oak, the rough bark digging into your back, you take a moment to catch your breath. The adrenaline that had been coursing through your veins begins to ebb, leaving you with a pounding heart and a sudden overwhelming sense of exhaustion. You lean your head back against the tree, closing your eyes as you try to collect your thoughts. I mustn't fall asleep though. Can't fall asleep in a forest full of vampires, or wherever they are now. The forest around you is deathly quiet, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves and the distant hoot of an owl. As your breathing slows, you become aware of the cool night air seeping into your clothes, and the ache in your muscles from your desperate flight. Your head is still fuzzy from the ale, but the fear of your narrow escape has sharpened your senses. You notice a small stream nearby, its gentle babbling promising fresh water. Ooh, good. I stumble down to the stream, try to drink some water there. Oh, the water looks clear and inviting, but as you approach, you notice it has an unnatural sheen to it, a sickly oily film on the surface that suggests something isn't right. The stream's water ripples oh, unnaturally, and a sweet smell rises from it. You catch yourself before you drink, your instincts screaming danger. The stream's surface writes with an unnatural movement that makes your head spin. How am I going to get out of this forest now? As you stare at the stream, the water begins to churn and bubble, the unnatural sheen spreading outward like a dark stain. Suddenly, a figure emerges from the water, rising like a grotesque flower blooming in reverse. It's a creature unlike any you've seen before, a woman or what was once a woman, her skin pale and translucent, her eyes milky and blind. Oh my god. I draw Silverbrand again. Silverbrand again, and Silverbrand again. Well, just well, yeah. My sword is the only thing I have. As you draw Silverbrand, the creature from the stream recoils, its translucent skin hissing and steaming where the silver touches it. The creature lets out a wail that echoes through the forest, a chilling sound that sends shivers down your spine. The water around it churns violently, and more figures begin to rise from the depths, their forms twisted and grotesque. Oh my god. I need to get out of I need to get out of this haunted. So I say a prayer to my God, hoping he's there. As you utter a desperate prayer to your God, the words tumbling from your lips in a rush of fear and desperation, you turn and flee from the writhing, hissing creatures rising from the stream. The forest around you seems to come alive with malevolent energy, the trees twisting and gnarling as if to block your escape. The creatures from the stream give chase, their wails and hisses echoing through the woods like a chorus of the damned. How exciting! Your desperate flight takes you deeper into the dark, twisting woods. The gnarled branches claw at your face and arms as you run, leaving thin red lines that sting and smart. Behind you, the hissing wails of the stream creatures grow fainter as you put distance between you and the babbling water. Suddenly, you stumble into a clearing illuminated by pale moonlight. Oh, a clearing. That's good news, I hope. As you burst into the clearing, your lungs burning as your heart pounding, you skid to a halt, your eyes wide with disbelief. Before you stands an ancient towering tree, its massive trunk twisted and gnarled with age. Its bark is smooth and pale, almost luminescent in the moonlight, and its leaves shimmer with an otherworldly silver sheen. Silver. Hail, old tree. Hail, old tree, are you my savior? Hail, old tree, are you my savior? Are you the one God sent to save me from this damned place? I whisper to the tree as if it was a being. Let's hope it is, and let's hope it's benevolent. This is a magic world, and living trees, that's one of the features in Tolkien's books. I've read I've read The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit so many times. The ancient tree stands tall and silent, its leaves rustling softly in the night breeze as you whisper your desperate plea. As you whisper your desperate plea, the tree seems to pulse with a faint inner light, and the air around it shimmers with an almost palpable energy. The hissing wails of the stream creatures fade to a distant echo, as if the very forest itself is shielding you from their malevolent presence. As you stand before the ancient tree, your breath coming in ragged gasps, the air around you seems to hum with a quiet ancient power. The tree's massive trunk is like a fortress, its bark smooth and pale, almost glowing in the moonlight. Its leaves shimmer with an otherworldly silver sheen, casting dappled shadows that dance and flicker around you. I think this is where we're going to end it now. I think I'm going to continue this and see if I can if I can get out of this haunted forest. Is there a way to? Um, let's just ask it outright. What is the name of this haunted forest? Hush, my child, the ancient tree speaks, its voice deep and resonant, echoing from its very bark. This is the Whispering Woods, a place where the veil between worlds is thin and the forgotten tales of old still linger. Many have sought its dark secrets, and many have fallen to its ancient, twisted power. Okay, the Whispering Woods. That's probably going to be the title of this episode. Well, I'm going to end it here. I might continue this in the future. At least this is how AI Dungeon works. It generated us a kind of an exciting story, didn't it? Um, yeah, I'm interested in seeing how it all turns out and if we'll meet the vampires again. At least I ran from them, so we'll see. But yeah, for now this was fun. I had a lot of fun. 1 hour went really fast. So, well, I thank you for watching this one.